Hey y'all, what's happening? I'm Ivy and you're Ivy Vibes, and we are going to check the vibe and see what is good with everyone right now. Going to do a quick little read here. Hopefully it'll be quick. I'm going to see where the energy is. I'm getting some cards coming out already here. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So right now, we have the Hierophant in reverse for your current energy. So you may be doing things in a very unorthodox manner. You may be seeking out some spiritual teachers in a different way than normally, or you could be in a place where you're not utilizing spirituality the way that you normally would. Maybe you're even looking into different forms of spirituality, different practices outside of what you are normally used to. But this is kind of doing things in a very untraditional type of way. Just because your soul might be seeking something different at this time. Let me see. What you could be experiencing emotionally is the Magician, and that's in reverse. So it almost feels like you feel like you kind of have to manipulate things a certain kind of way to get the results that you're looking for, and things may not be coming in the way that you are expecting them to. Based on the position of the Magician. So let me see. I don't know what else I can say about that when it comes to the connection between the two. I'll say like this: whatever things that you may have thought you were going to encounter with the way that you were doing things traditionally, spiritually, you could have gotten the total opposite of that. And this is a Hierophant in conjunction with the Magician in reverse. You may have just actually been surprised about what you ended up getting, because you thought that things, you were going to get one thing. Like maybe if you heard about a particular spiritual practice and you thought, oh, this is crazy, you might have actually jumped into something that actually worked for you. Let me see. So let's see, why could you be feeling this way? Because also with the Hierophant in reverse, the Hierophant also deals with certain levels of authority. And this, in a sense, could be something where there was like, the structure could be very rigid, and you're just kind of rejecting that right now, like not wanting to conform to the rigidity of certain practices. That, like, honestly, I feel like this is where I was back in 2017. I just kind of fell out of, even like where I am now, just kind of falling out of doing things in a regimented way. This is doing things completely outside of that, okay? Not wanting to do things in that same old way, in an organized way, or falling away even from like an organized religion to feel some sense of freedom in the way that you were doing things. And then this again is, like I said, manipulating things to try to get things to go the way that you want them to go. But be careful that you're not doing it in a way where you're being tricky and it's actually going to end up backfiring, because you don't want to hit a level of deception. Like, you know what I'm saying? There could be like a bit of a disconnect between your intentions and the action when it comes to the Magician in reverse. So it's like sometimes it shows someone that there's like, you know, they're operating through smoke and mirrors. So you want to be aware of that. All right, so let's see. What could be the challenge here? Let's see what could be the challenge. We have the Devil and Page of Swords. Page of Swords. And this would be the challenge. There's some kind of connection here that represents an addiction or some type of bondage that you may be stuck to, some codependence, maybe even tied to some form of materialism, stuck in a situation that is not good for you. But with the Page of Swords, you could be trying to use some type of, trying to be creative or look into different ways of maybe possibly breaking free, looking for information, looking for the truth. And again, if we have this, whatever it is that you were a part of, maybe you started to see that really was not for you, the way that you were going in the traditional manner, and felt as though that was the thing that you were actually tied to, and wanted to kind of break free from that. So you began looking into other you started looking into other things. But where this comes in, you want to be careful, because again, you don't want to feel like you need to do it in a way where it's directed properly and you're focused, and you're not trying to escape one thing to get into something else for a reason that does not have the best intentions with it, if you get what I mean. And whatever capabilities that you have, like if you know that you have the ability to do things a certain kind of way, you don't want to use deceptive actions to get the things that you want, because the Magician in reverse is like the trickster and is very good right side up at using its abilities that seem, whatever gifts that the Magician has, is always easy to use those things in a way where it seems like it's just effortless. But upside down, it's using them in a manipulative, deceptive way. So that is, what you want to be careful of. So that's in the emotions. So let's see. And that's the challenge. So yeah, so this is being the challenge, is finding a way to break free from whatever you feel is holding you. And my throat, y'all, I'm sorry. Finding a way to break free from whatever you feel is binding you. Oh my gosh. Why is my throat starting to bother me like right now? Someone could be going through something where y'all, like, my throat just got so dry on one side. This really could be something where there's some energy that is preventing you from speaking a truth. Because this is, with the sword, they're usually all about that action of finding the truth. You may have come in contact with something to break you free from whatever this addictive, not so good energy is. So now there also could be something, like I said, trying to stifle you from being able to speak your truth or whatever it is that you found out, because the Page of Swords also is that one that searches for information, but they're the one that in the deck is considered like the spy. They're always trying to seek out information, really looking into things, or if someone says, oh, somebody's been watching you, that's the energy that goes into the Page of Swords. So that is a bit of an issue, you know, the challenge, trying to find that information that you are seeking to unbind yourself from that devil energy. Let's see what you're going into as far as your desires or your hopes and fears. And we have the King of Rods. So this is really finding the courage with the King of Rods. That is really trying to find the energy to stand up, because the King of Rods also is a leader and a bit of a visionary, where they're very confident. They tend to have a lot of charisma. People tend to follow them because of their leader qualities. And if you are someone who is always seeking out the truth, and you know that you may be tied to something that is not really beneficial for you or others, you stand a very good chance of people following you. Because you also, you know, with the King of Rods, this individual tends to be someone who's very charismatic, very inspiring to others. This is someone that takes action. They're not just all about talk. You know what I mean? They're very, very confident in themselves and in what they do. This is like the entrepreneur right here. Goes for it. Turns his ideas into reality. And so if you are, forgive me y'all, if you are really seeking, you know, the truth in whatever situation that you're in, which is why you know, may be in this energy, like I said, of doing things in a very unorthodox, untraditional way, could be causing some type of, you know, transformation or change. So let's see. Let's get some advice. Okay. And so, advice with the Queen of Pentacles. This is someone who's very nurturing, very grounded, very practical. I would say that this person also tends to like routine, you know, because they do things in a methodical way. They're very practical in the way that they do things. Because she's all about, and she's not a queen for nothing, knows how to build a sense of security, for herself. This is someone who's very resourceful. You would need to really trust in your abilities, trust in yourself. God, I'm sorry that I'm having like the toughest time right now. But just trust in your abilities and everything. This is someone also that's not going to deplete herself of any of her resources. Not financially, not spiritually. She's not emotionally. She's not going to put herself in a place where she's going to deplete herself. She's very nurturing, but she also has boundaries, clear boundaries, and knows how to give, when to give, how much to give. So let's just say, looking back, the energy around you, we have the Hierophant in reverse, so you may be going through a transformational time, where you're releasing some traditional practices spiritually, possibly fighting against authority in some type of manner, but you also don't want to be tricky or deceptive in the way that you are doing those things. You may feel like you are challenged by being tied to something that you don't want and looking for a creative way to get out of it. And so the desire is to lead with confidence and create charisma. Stand your ground, take that leadership role, maybe possibly even being the first to make the move of doing whatever it is that you're doing, but also setting clear boundaries, being practical, and putting yourself in a position where you have stability, but possibly in another direction. So that is it. I feel like I can't talk anymore. Anyway, if you found yourself in that reading and it resonates with you, leave a comment and let me know what your personal situation may be all about. I do readings also, guys. I haven't done any in a minute, but I actually do readings, and if you are interested in a reading, you can contact me at deespot777@gmail.com, and you would get a video recording back of your reading, and I believe, well, I'll have to post what I charge, but it's not it's not a crazy amount for a reading. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and if it fit for you, it fit. Don't try to make it fit if it doesn't. Thank you for coming to my channel and watching this video. I am D. I am not D. I'm Ivy. I am D on my other channel. I'm Ivy. You're Ivy Vibes. Until the next time, be well.